Mhm. This continuous process manufacturing, yes, such as a modern oil refinery, the operations are almost completely controlled by automatic devices. Now, crude petroleum comes in at one end of the plant, flows continuously through a series of chambers, towers, and pipes, comes out in the form of a variety of finished products at the other end. Yes. You can see it goes in, yes, and it comes out. Yes, it does. The crude, goes in one end of the plant, yes, and then it comes out the other end of the plant as a finished product. Now, let's talk about the Industrial Revolution. I smelter up some large pieces of composite metals made from junk materials. Yes. Cars, trucks, whatever it might be. Yes. I heat it up to 6,000 degrees. I throw a large amount of salt into it. Yes. As it's cooling, I use salt water and some additional salt so that it's completely covered in salt as it has cooled. On one end of the plant, there's what's known as salt water. Yes. It goes in. Yes. Into the plant it goes. Yes. And it hits that piece of metal that happens to be 6,000 degrees. Yeah. Now I can have a continuous flow of salt water. Yes. That would cool one side to 3,000 degrees. Very good. And the other side, yes, would be 6,000 degrees. Now, quite possibly, if you added the two together, you'd kind of get an average temperature of the actual plate at 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's about an average. I could put the actual arc underneath the plate instead of on top of it. Yes. Now, in one side of the plant goes the salt water. Yeah. Pours it on there. Yes. All of a sudden, steam rises. Right. I have a little tube out the top of it. Yes, he does. That tube causes the steam to go into a steam generator, and the pressure of the steam produces electricity. Right, right, right. As the electricity is produced, the steam is cooled. Yeah. So out the end of the steam generator is fresh water. That's right. Now on the bottom of this, yes, on the floor of it where the plate is not at because it's not on the floor, it's elevated. Yes. Approximately 10 stories tall. Yes. All this salt begins to collect on the bottom of the floor of it. Yes, it does. Now, as dumb as it sounds, because somebody said, well, if you desalinate water, the salt goes with it. But I thought for sure there was a separating of the salt and the water. Yes. Now, let's say I had 10 stories tall. And I got to thinking about it. You're correct. It was 268,000 pounds of salt. Yes. For 1 million gallons of water. Yes. Because each gallon of water weighs 7.66 pounds. Right. It seemed incorrect, but it was correct, as stupid as that sounds. Now, let's say I had millions of pounds, could be millions of tons of high temperature desalinated salt on the bottom of the floor of a 10-story tall desalinator. You would say there's no use for this. There's nothing I can make out of it. Well, I can make various kinds of finished products. Yes, you could. I can make a cup.